everyone, welcome back to episode 48, Talkoffamepod podcast with your host, Kylie. I'm so excited to have on an amazing actor, singer, dancer, playwright, musician, Jemma Bleu Greenbaum. Thanks for coming on, Jemma.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, I'm so happy to have you on. So you're an actress. What made you want to start doing that?
So I can't really pinpoint one specific thing or moment that guided me, but my parents, family, and friends always say that they knew that I was going to be a performer, and I feel like I always have known that too. And I'm lucky to be a part of an artsy theatrical family, so I've always been surrounded by and exposed to the arts and creative people, and like many of us in the business, I've loved performing from an early age, and have been studying acting, singing, dancing, and instrument playing forever. And when I was really little, I would compose these huge, big, wacky musical numbers and borrow my mom's phone and record myself performing them, of course in full costume with great seriousness, and then I would just go ahead and share the videos with the contacts on the phone. So luckily everyone found them entertaining, or at least they pretended to. But I also loved and still adore writing plays and creating, performing, and making skits and short films with my friends. And I've actually won a few playwriting competitions and have gotten to see my plays professionally produced, which is so incredibly cool. And I'm involved in a lot of other things too, including a very serious student and a highly competitive athlete, and I enjoy it all. But performing is what I'm most passionate about, and a lot of people often ask me if I get self-conscious or nervous about doing it, but I don't, and I never really have. I'm diligent about preparation, which really helps, and I always feel energized and excited and grateful to perform in any type of capacity, so I really love it all.
Oh, I love that. Like, as I was a little kid, like, as I kind of, like you said before, I always kind of grew up in, like, a journalism family. I had, like, journalists in my family, so I kind of grew up, like, in a little background like you did a little bit.
I love that, yeah.
And
it's
so,
awesome to grow up with that.
Yeah, and so, like, when I would be a little kid, and especially in quarantine, I always make up these questions and have my parents answer the questions for me. Like, I pretend I was kind of like a little interviewer.
Oh my gosh, and look at you now, you are one. That's so cool.
Yeah, and they always did it to just be fun. Like, and people always said to me, like, people said to you, like, you will be like a great journalist, and so you should have a podcast, like, blah blah blah. And like, I always wanted to be in the industry some way, but I was always a very kind of self-conscious, shy girl. I'm sure like a lot of people were shy growing up in the industry, trying to reach out. So I wasn't the only one. So I was like, thank God I'm not the only one. So
that is such a special story. You should be so proud. I mean, you've come so far, and it's amazing that you do what you do now. It's awesome. It feels like you've got your dreams come true.
Thank you. You too. So you got to play Matilda in like the theater production Matilda. What was it like for you to do that?
So I've always loved to read, and while growing up, Matilda was one of my all-time favorite books. I feel like it was my favorite book, and so for that reason alone, being cast in the role was truly a dream come true. Going into that audition, it was my first professional audition ever, and I was just really going in for the experience, and it was my first professional musical theater job. So I was amazingly overwhelmed with emotion when I learned that I'd been cast, and the entire experience was incredibly thrilling and rewarding from start to finish. The quality of that production was phenomenal in every way. Doing all of the press interviews and publicity events was fascinating and really, really exciting. And what was so cool about it was to get to work with such amazing artistic team and an awesome cast was truly a gift. And I learned so much and made lifelong friends with artists of all ages for these 4 months we were all together. And it was obviously a little bit daunting to know that I had such a great responsibility on my shoulders to tell this special little girl's story through such a beautiful and complicated show and bring Matilda to life in the first regional production at the oldest theater in the country. But I really embraced the challenge and as an adventure and loved and savored every single moment. And to this day, I am so grateful to have had the opportunity and will cherish it forever. I will always say that that was the best experience of my whole entire life.
Well, I love that. Like, did you see the movie Matilda or just read the book?
Matilda, I first read the book and then I watched the movie both some of my all-time favorite books and movies, and they still are. I love them.
Yeah, I really grew up with Matilda. I really watch it like every week. Like I used to be obsessed
Oh my gosh,
with it as a kid.
that's so cool. We're the same person. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, we're the same person. Oh my gosh. So you also got to be a guest on your early night show with Joshua Torkin. What was that experience like for you to be on his show?
It was such an honor to get to be interviewed by Joshua. And it was extra special because I got to do it with my beloved acting coach and mentor, Kurt, who is the founder of Broadway Kids Auditions. And so we got to talk about that when we were interviewed on the show. And Joshua is an absolute genius. He is so multi-talented, super sweet, and completely modest. And so it was the show's holiday edition episode, which made it feel really special. And Joshua was extremely prepared and professional, a lot like you. And I so admire what both you guys are doing at such young ages. And Joshua's musical talents are stunning. And it was a lot of fun singing a virtual number with him accompanying me. I sang Wait a Bit. And I was super duper impressed with how Joshua edited and produced the song and the show. The whole thing was something that I'd never experienced before, and it was really extraordinary.
That's awesome. Like, did you like always know you wanted to be kind of in the industry? Something you said before, like, your family kind of knew you're going to be an actress, and you used to like take videos and stuff. Like, did you always kind of know like you wanted to be in the industry somehow, or just kind of came about? One day?
Yeah, I was always involved with community theater when I was little, and I think community theater productions are awesome. I think that is the best way to get started, and you make so many friends and you meet all these new people. And when I went to that first professional audition in Matilda, I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I really want to pursue this. And since then, I've been grateful enough to have it take off. And this year I made the whole transformation. I switched over into a charter cyber school. So now I have the flexibility to do auditions for my agents and go into New York when I need to. And luckily I can still do all the clubs at my local high school, like Ski Club, which I'm going to after this. But I think making this decision to switch over this year definitely was the catapult of it all. But I feel like I've always known that I wanted to do something in this industry, and I hope that I can continue to.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, I actually, like, that's what I love. I do charter school as well. So that's another thing. So I actually do, like, it takes a good amount of time for us to do a lot of things. That's what I love, since I do the podcast almost like every single day. So it's like, okay, this is perfect for me.
That's so cool. What school do you go to?
I go to the Pennsylvania charter school.
Oh my God, same here.
Oh my God. Wait, really?
No way. I go to Pennsylvania Leadership Charter School, PALCS, right?
Oh, wait, it's a Pennsylvania. It's a Pennsylvania charter school, PA Cyber. It's like a little type of thing. PA Cyber. Yeah. Short, yeah.
Oh wait. No, wait. I think they're really similar, but they're not the same thing. I go to PALCS, which is Pennsylvania Leadership Charter School, but they are super similar. Yeah, that's so cool that we both do that.
Similar, very similar.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm so glad we have that connection. That's so cool.
We have so many connections. I can't believe it. Oh my God.
It's crazy.
I can't believe it. So as you're in the new year, where are your goals to hope to achieve in 2022? I can't speak today, 2022.
I am definitely looking at this new year with great hope and optimism in every aspect of life. And I'm really looking forward to connecting in person, with more friends and family, which has already begun, and it's so wonderful. And I love that we can still do things online like this too. I'm so glad that we've discovered things like this, and I'll definitely keep doing sports, tennis, soccer, softball, yoga, and skiing, to name some of my favorites, and playing instruments like guitar, piano, electric bass, and a ukulele are some of my favorites too. And it's really exciting to see that live theater is opening up safely, and I can't wait to start seeing shows again on a regular basis. I've got a lot on my list, and my creative and career goals are to keep learning and growing and really improving my craft every day and preparing for whatever opportunities arise. And I hope that there are many. I hope to be working in all areas this year: print, voiceover, film, television, singing, dancing, theater, and most of all, my greatest passion, which is musical theater. And I'm so lucky to be signed with the incredible Take 3 Talent Agency. Their support means so much to me, and I am truly incredibly grateful for the endless opportunities that I get to do and the ones that are on the horizon.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, since like we're in like kind of the pandemic, like if we couldn't see our families, obviously, it's my whole family. I'm not sure if this is for you, but my family lives in my type of area. They live about like 20-minute distance from me, so it's not that far. And we're both from Pennsylvania and not that far from each other. So we're kind of very kind of similar area a little bit. And so it's not that far. And so PA is kind of opening up a little bit. So it's growing behind is low. So like, what was kind of the hardest part for you during the pandemic, like not being able to see your family, doing theater and all that?
I am sure that every actor and pretty much every person who had to experience this crazy time that we all went through, it was definitely challenging, but I really am I couldn't imagine what my life would be like without that time, because over that time when I had done an online school with the public school that I live near, I got to experience what it was to be like in an online school. And that's what really made me realize, oh, I want to do this next year. I want to do this for high school. And I got to experience during Matilda too, which all kind of led up to that. But during that time, I got to take so many online classes, meet so many new people, and I love being outside. So we got to do a lot of outside fun activities. And I think that it was definitely a challenge, but I feel like everybody started to embrace it. And I feel like I definitely made the best out of that time. And I can't imagine what it would be like if I didn't get to meet all the people I did during that.
Yeah, for sure. COVID was something like hard for basically everyone in many different ways. And I'm a little travel geek, I would say. So like I love traveling and being outdoors, and even if it's like hiking, walking, I love doing anything outdoors.
Same
so, like,
here.
So like I just love that. So like I can't believe how much we like. I feel like I know you personally for some reason.
Same here. So cool. It's awesome that we get to meet each other.
Me too. So I'm happy. So you got to play Karen, and I know you did it. What was the process like for you to get that role and betraying the character?
So playing that role of Karen was so cool. And it was at the beginning of the pandemic. So it was a whole new world, auditioning, rehearsing, performing, and getting to know this creative team and cast who are like somewhere across from the country and even in Canada. And every aspect of it was done virtually. And now that's become the norm. But then it was an unknown frontier and very exciting. And I Know You Did It is a quirky whodunit murder mystery comedy, which added to the enjoyment. And my character Karen is dramatic and really funny, which was so fun to play. The director Anthony was great, and the project was produced by Redder Entertainment, which is led by my awesome tap teacher Tommy Retter, whom I absolutely adore. And there was talk of the play being done live in a historic old creepy mansion in New York. Not sure if that'll ever happen, but it would be really neat. But doing it online was also amazing too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, since like everything's shut down, everything's online. So everything like auditions and everything got postponed, so everything was kind of easing up a little bit, I'll say, like kind of going down the cases. It's crazy to think like 4 years later we're still dealing with this, the COVID and everything. And for me personally, I don't know if this was like for you, but like for me, I thought it lost like a couple of days or weeks. Like I didn't think it was kind of like a long time thing. Then now, like kind of like 3 years later, we're still going through this now. So it's kind of crazy.
Oh, same here. I remember that during like right before the pandemic shut down, I was doing the school musical at the middle school, and I was 13 and I was playing Patrice, and we were like in the middle of a dress rehearsal, and my friend and I were walking to the bathroom, and then we hear this scream throughout the whole entire school, and everybody in the cast was just screaming, and we're like, what's going on? And we come back in the room and they're like, no school for 2 weeks. Little did we know it would be this whole thing, but it was, I'm sure that everybody it was a very tough transition, but yeah. I wish we got to perform the show.
Yeah, for sure. So do you have anyone that you look up to as an actress, or just in general, do you have anyone that you look up to?
There are so many amazing actors whom I admire and I try to emulate, and they're all majorly talented and unique, but I feel like they all have these three things in common, which is a dedicated work ethic, a humble spirit, and genuine kindness toward others, which I feel like is so important. Mm-hmm. And the one actor who stands out most for me and possesses these three qualities is Alex Brightman, who was just announced to be returning in his epic role in Beetlejuice, which I'm over the moon excited about. I can't wait to see it again. And Alex is beyond talented and brilliant and intense and funny and captivating and daring and original. And I've never met or seen anyone else like him. Whatever he does, he really makes it all look so effortless, but the hard work he puts into it is what makes it all happen. And I've had the pleasure of seeing him perform a number of times in School of Rock and Beetlejuice, which are some of my favorite shows, and Law and Order TV episode last year, which was really intense and super impressive. And that versatility is a gift, and I've been blown away by every single performance of his. He always gives 100% with complete commitment, and I've also had the honor and privilege of getting to study with Alex in workshops and privately, and I have the utmost respect for him and the honesty, authenticity, and integrity with what he approaches everything that he does. Alex is definitely one of a kind and a true legend with a huge heart, and I could go on and on, but I really admire him greatly and hope to embody a fraction of what he shares with the world. And above all being his work ethic, humble nature, and kindness towards everyone, he is totally the real deal, and I can't wait to see what he does next.
Yeah, for sure. I knew Alex from like Beetlejuice, watching videos on YouTube for Beetlejuice, and like he's really amazing. I was very touched by his acting. Like he's amazing. And so like as I kind of grew up watching Beetlejuice, he's my favorite actress. Jemma Davis is in this. I used to watch it a lot.
Yeah.
And now since like I kind of grew up with Beetlejuice, I still watch it like almost like every week. And like on my favorite Jemma Davis's birthday, I literally watched Beetlejuice on her birthday. So I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh, you've got to see the show. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I wanted to.
Oh, it's a good thing it's coming back. It's amazing. We should see it together. We'll meet up in New York and we'll see it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. Like I love Broadway. So like this is amazing. Like I'm gonna see. Like I'm supposed to see The Music Man that is premiered yesterday. So
oh my gosh.
Like I'm trying to wait for the vaccine requirements to look up so I can go see The Music Man. Then once once I have to see that, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna see Beetlejuice. So once I figure it out, I'll send you a text because I really want to see Beetlejuice. So
definitely, it's awesome. I'm sure Music Man's gonna be great.
Yeah, and like I think there's like a Michael Jackson musical on Broadway too. I think that I really want to see.
I think a kid who used to be in my do my tap classes, he's in that. So I haven't gotten to see it, but I'm sure that's really cool. It sounds awesome. Michael Jackson's amazing.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Michael Jackson. Like if you hear me every single day, like I'll be like blasting Michael Jackson music. Like I really like
I love that.
Really trying to moonwalk. I'm trying to kind of moonwalk a little bit so I can like learn. My sister knows how to, but I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That's on my bucket list now. We're gonna learn how to moonwalk.
Yeah, then we need like text me and we'll try to FaceTime trying to like watch movies or something, moonwalk.
Totally.
And so did you like, since we had like so much time during this quarantine, did you watch any movies or shows during quarantine? Since we had so much.
Oh my gosh, 100%. I obviously couldn't get to see a lot of things on Broadway, but I think the last show I saw on Broadway before COVID was Beetlejuice, and I got to see the opening night performance because we had a friend who was working in the production team, and so that was cool. But definitely things that I saw over quarantine. I love Gilmore Girls. I got to watch that, and I got to watch New Girl. Those are probably two of my favorite shows. And Survivor, I watched with my brother and my dad. We totally binge watched that throughout quarantine and watched some fun movies. I'm trying to remember a few. Oh, and with an E, that was also a really great show. And I definitely spent a lot of time in front of the screen with my family, but it was also kind of fun. We all got to watch new shows together.
Yeah, me too. Like I watched like so many shows that I can't remember which ones I see, but like a couple months ago, I got tested positive for COVID a couple months ago. So I had like a lot of free time. I had quarantine. And so I started watching Grey's Anatomy because my friend was obsessed with Grey's Anatomy. I only seen season 11 because of Gina Davis and she was in that season. So like I was like, okay, well, I might as well just watch it. And I love this. I was like, okay, I need to start from the beginning. And I immediately became obsessed. And I immediately like started watching it throughout the day. Like I didn't do anything else besides watching Grey's Anatomy. I would stay up until like
oh my gosh,
3 o'clock in the morning and watch Grey's Anatomy until 3 o'clock.
Oh my god, that was I've never watched it before, but there are a lot of seasons, right? I know a lot of people have recommended to me, but oh my god, we used to stay up. Oh my god, Ted Lasso. My family and I watched throughout the whole thing, and we would stay up until like 2 a.m. watching it. It's crazy.
Yeah, like when my friend would come over, my friend that recommended me, like we were trying to finish like this season. Like they were trying to watch me, so either it's like they were just shooting episode on the last episode of the season or something, like a big thing that's gonna happen. And we literally stayed up until like 3 o'clock in the morning and watched it. And that's how I do now. I watch like stay until like 3 o'clock in the morning watching Grey's Anatomy or something else. Like that's kind of like a weird obsession for me. It's like I need to finish this season tonight, or else
I
I
love
might
that.
lose it.
I feel like it's so fun to just stay up late watching a super good show. And I love that you get to do that with your friend.
Yeah, and like sometimes, most of the time, I just do it by myself. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. Like I have nothing else to do. Like I have
Why
no
not?
plans. Why not? I have no plans. I'm bored. Like why not? Just binge watch something.
Totally.
And so the final question is, what is some advice for younger generations that like to be an actress one day?
My advice is pretty simple, and it really sums up everything that we've talked about regarding my life philosophy. It's what I see in those that I admire and what my parents, teachers, mentors, and role models have taught me. And my parents have always encouraged me and my brother to grab the brass ring, smell the roses, and enjoy every moment in life and shoot for the stars. And since we were in preschool, my mom would say the same thing to us every morning. She would say, be kind, try your best, have fun, and shine like the top of the Chrysler building. So that's something that I'm aiming for in 2022. And my advice to anybody who wants to pursue anything in this career or anything in life is to consistently and genuinely work hard, stay humble, be kind, and dream big. The sky is the limit.
Yeah, for sure. Since like COVID happened, everyone's like feels like they're giving up since we can't do anything. We can't. Everything's virtual. We can't go anywhere. We're stuck at home. They're like, okay, well, how are we supposed to do our dreams when we're stuck in quarantine? We can't travel. We can't go to auditions. Like during quarantine, there's a lot of self tapes and auditions and stuff. So there's a lot of things virtually, and a lot of things got postponed during like filming due to COVID. I know like when I talk to a lot of people in the industry or like on these like Zoom calls or podcasts, they always tell me like, oh, things got postponed or kind of moved up a little bit. I'm like, well, that's kind of stings a little bit. Like quarantine, this definitely
Yeah.
sucks for sure. But then I'm like, okay, well, this is end of the day a thing, and it's basically not gonna end. So like we have to get used to it. So it kind of, who knows if self tape will become a thing still in the next maybe year or two. But like hopefully things open up and we can actually go see Broadway and all of these things. I really want to go see Broadway for sure.
Oh, same here. I feel like we just have to look at the silver lining in things because, like you said, a lot of it can be sucky, and these self tapes, which at first I'm sure every actor that had to adapt to it, I still do them. I did one yesterday. I do them. And here I'm in this is actually my attic. I kind of put up this is a sheet, and I have my ring light, and I've got my ballet bar. So I feel like we can all adapt to these things, and we can look at the silver lining, and hopefully we get to go see shows soon.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was so great to speak to you. You're amazing. You make sure to keep going because you're amazing. Dream big, and thank you so much for coming on. Let's speak soon. Let's plan something soon for sure.
I would love that. Thank you so much for having me. It was an honor to be in this, and I really, really admire what you do. I think it's so awesome that you get to do this at such a young age, and I can tell that you have your hard work ethic, and you're so kind, and I feel like with those two things you're able to accomplish what you do, and it's awesome. So thank you so much. I was honored to get to speak with you today.
Of course. Same back at you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.